So AI Authority is a for-profit organization started in September. So it's a very new organization. And when I told people about AI Authority, they all liked about the name, the AI Authority. But somehow I feel like I have to clarify what this authority means, right? So and what it doesn't mean, right? So first of all, we don't mean authority means it's commanding or demanding, right? Hey, you should do this, do that. You shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that, right? So we are not that kind of organization. And then we don't want to apply compliance forcefully, right? So what we want to handhold, give guidance, and make sure that the organizations are compliant with the regulations, standards, and all. And for sure, we don't want to control people or control organizations. We just want to be a helping hand for the organizations, especially in their AI journey. And we don't want to take credit for any of the anyone's intellectual property. So we want to give credit to where the credit lies, and we want to take only for the credit for what we are doing. And so I want to keep that upfront. And then, so we don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? So there's a lot of work being done in the industry. So a lot of people are doing some research. They're, implementing AI solutions, and we don't want to reinvent the wheel, but we want to reuse as much as possible. So coming to what we are, as I said, we want to guide the organizations. We want to provide the guidance to individuals and organizations to make sure that they are doing all the right things. And okay, and we want to be collaborative. So we want to have as many partnerships as possible, and so that we can create value to the industry, right? Rather than fighting for it. Okay. And we want to do some research, on various aspects, and we will be letting you know that what kind of research we are getting, and all that. Okay. So there will be some notifications shortly. Actually, we had a poll on what kind of industry reference architectures you would like for AI, and we got a good response. And based on that response, we will start this research activities. And then, as I said, we want to give the credit where the credit lies, and we don't want to take the credit, for others' works, right? And we want to reuse as much as possible, right, rather than reinventing the wheel. So clarifying that what our authority means. So now let me explain what this AI authority is. So AI authority is an ecosystem, right? So we're not one organization trying to do something. So we are building an ecosystem where everyone has a role in it. So for example, if someone wants to build AI solutions, they can come to us. They can put their use cases to us, and we will make sure that use cases are built in a responsible manner. And then we have the solution providers, so who can provide the solutions, who can implement the use cases that these end users had come up with. And we have AI experts, so who will be part of our AI architecture board, AI authority architecture board, and they will be, hand-holding the end users as well as the solution providers to make sure that their solutions are built in a responsible, trustworthy, unbiased, fair, right? All these things. And then the auditors also will be there, who can do the audits on some regulations and maturity assessments and all that. And then we have tool vendors who are specialized in certain tools, so they can be part of this ecosystem as well. And then we have trainers who can train on our frameworks that we developed. I'll show you the frameworks in a minute. And also, they can come up with their own trainings as well and publish through AI Authority. And then we want to work with the regulatory and standards bodies to evaluate and to evolve the standards. So hopefully we'll have some relationship with this regulatory bodies and standards bodies in near future, and we will be able to do that. And finally, last but not the least, so the AI aspirants who wants to become who wants to come into the AI industry, right? So be it through training or whatever, right? So they can come to AI Authority and learn about the AI technologies and become an AI expert in the future. So this is the ecosystem that we are creating. Again, so these are some of the roles that we thought of, but anyone, I think, can come to a authority and reap the benefits from what we are doing. Okay.